Hello, 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 Facebook family. How are you this January 30th? One more day until February. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Bridging Through Conversations, Closing the Gap to Freedom. We welcome you to tonight's show. I'm going to give a little disclaimer here because we don't know what's going to happen tonight. Don't know what's going to be said, so we want to make sure that we're covered tonight, okay? Uh, this platform discusses any and all information that is known to the public and that are opinions of the host and guests. We use sources that are unconventional and conventional. Bridging through conversations is in no way to be offensive to any persons, groups, or organizations. It creates open conversations needed to close gaps in topics others may not be willing to discuss, and some may be willing to discuss. The information is alleged to others, but are our truths to having open conversations. Okay. So we're going to get started here and have a good time tonight with Dennis Reed, guys. We are going to have an awesome time with him tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in, and we're going to start. We're going to start, and we're going to get going here with with his music and all this other multiple things that he does. It reminds me. He reminds me a little bit of like we had a we interviewed Ryan, my husband, the other week, and I couldn't say I wanted to say like talk about we were supposed to talk about like one thing, right? But it ended up we was talking about a multiple of things because there were multiple talents there, and that's the same way it is with Dennis. He have multiple gifts, and you know, guys, I always like to talk about Miles Monroe. And Miles Monroe, he stated that we always sink in on this one. I'm gonna paraphrase it a little bit what he said. Okay, we sink in on that one gift that we have, and we think that that's gonna take us from where we are with it until eternity till we leave this world. But you must understand that God has given us multiple gifts, and we just have not tapped inside of them, and we need to begin to start tapping in them, tap, 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 because we have different gifts that God has given us to use here on earth for His benefit, right? So
Right.
Dennis is one of them. As with Ronnie, we asked him a question. I want to know what Dennis going to say on this question also about certain gifts that you have. So we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Diane Spirit Love. Guys, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it but love me back again. And then our co-host with me, Tasha. Tasha.
Hey everybody, it's Tasha, aka TC Knows. Thing, but I love sharing with you what I do know, and I'm so happy that we are interviewing Mr. the Magnificent.
Thank
I
you.
just
Thank you.
love.
We're going to have an awesome time tonight. Dennis has been on my live a few times, and we have great
Mm,
conversation. I love him because he is my godson, and he most definitely, all four of them, five of them, they act alike. I don't really know what's going to come out of their mouth, so I'm going to be surprised at what might be said and stuff. I have truly gotten used to them, and, and what they say. Now you're just going to have to get used to it, but we're going to have a great conversation. Dennis, if you can introduce yourself to our guest, please, sir.
What's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me okay?
Good and Dan.
You can hear me good?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Dennis Reed here, Charlotte native, born and raised in the Carolinas, proud Charlottean. It ain't many of us left,
It's not many of us.
Look,
it ain't many of us left. And
No.
so some of you guys may know me from Inspire the Fire, which is my nonprofit organization that reaches out to young people through the arts. We were on America's Got Talent. We've been traveling, done some things all around the country. Some of you guys may know me from being with Fantasia as her creative director and a songwriter for her. Some of you guys may have seen me introducing President Obama back in, I don't know, like 2016, 20, I don't know, one of them. So just kind of all over the place. But what's I think most important is
Oh, he must be done hit something.
uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, the devil think he got us, but he don't have no room in this right here.
None at all.
We're gonna get this together here. Okay. He'll be back. We're gonna get this together. But he was talking about all of his accolades, what he has done. And let's see. You good, Dennis? Okay.
Phone.
Okay, we're gonna get him back. We're gonna get him back. We had a hard time getting on, and now that he got on, look like he's gonna have a time, staying on. But I'm not. I'm gonna believe that he's gonna be. He's gonna come on here, and he's gonna do good. He might be like me, had a bad phone, and 2023 just said you need to get a new phone. I don't know exactly what's going on, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it together here. Yeah, we're gonna get it together here. But what? No video feed. Okay. Uh, We're gonna get him. He's gonna come on. But Dennis, he was talking about all of the things that he've done, and we already know some of the things since he's from Charlotte, North Carolina. As a matter of fact, all three of us born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, and a
Look,
lot
it's
of
three of
things
us left.
he's done. Huh?
It's three of us left, right?
It's three of us left here, three native Charlatan. When I hear that somebody is a Charlatan, I most definitely go into conversation with them because it's not many of us
Not many.
here. But as Dennis was saying, he has done a lot. As a matter of fact, he's toured in Italy. And did he go? I think he went. He went last year, 2022, and he went 20. As a matter of fact, I think he went 2019. I don't think he went 2021 and stuff. But he toured and he has done a lot and still and continue to do much. He was with Diana Ross' son. I think his name Rick Ross the other week. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna let him tell the story. Okay, Dennis. I told him about your Italy and told I was just talking about Ricky Ross. So you can
not
go on
Ricky
from there.
Ricky Ross. Did you say Ricky
Rick Ross.
Ross?
Rick Ross. Is that name Rick?
Rick Ross,
It's Rick,
Ricky Rose.
right?
Yeah, Rick Ross, Rick Ross.
Rick. Rick
Um,
Ross. Yeah.
so yeah. So sorry, now everybody wants to call at one time, of course. Um,
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
so kind of all over the place. But speaking of Rick Ross, I started something a few years back with a friend of mine called DJ Fannie Mae, and we started a trap choir here in the city. And some people might not know what that is, but just, I think the best way to describe a trap choir is, how church kids listen to R&B or listen to or listen to secular music, and when they riding in the car, they start singing their favorite secular song, but they making it gospel sounding.
Yeah.
That's what the trap choir does. Basically,
Yeah.
we're singing R&B songs, but it sounds, there's some gospel elements to it. So speaking of Rick Ross, we had the privilege of doing a show with him down in Atlanta at the end part of the year, and it was crazy. It was Rick Ross, sang the trap choir, which is us, and Orchestra Noir, which is an all-black symphony. So it's just amazing to see, you know, all of the different venues and spaces that God continues to take us.
Yeah. Not like that, the Black Orchestra. I would like to hear that. That is
Oh,
awesome.
I think you would definitely love them because they give such an amazing show. I mean, just imagine like a all black orchestra, right? With a DJ, with a rhythm section, and they're playing everything from Rihanna to Frankie Beverly and Mays to T.I. Trap to Beyonce to, I mean, everything you can imagine. And so it was like a dream come true to actually be able to collab with them. And this was all put on by Red Bull. So Red
Okay.
Bull is more than just an energy drink, but they have like something. They Red Bull has their own record label, believe it or not, and they do all of these different activations. So I ain't gonna talk no more about them because I'm not being sponsored by them, but I am appreciative. I am appreciative for them. So
Yeah,
I'm
that
kind of
is
all over the
really neat.
place. Thank you.
Yeah, that is really neat. I like that. I listened to a little bit of I get to listen out because I was at work. So I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can hear some more, because they had it was floating on YouTube and stuff. So I'm gonna
Hmm.
go and listen to it some more. But Dennis, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you questions. Some of them I probably already know, but we're gonna ask you a few questions here
Mm,
about your music. So what? So I want to first we have it was necessary on here,
mm,
and I remember when we was singing with exhortation,
mm,
and you brought that song to us, and I don't know if
mm,
somebody asked you where the song came from or what,
mm,
but this question is, what inspires you when you do your music and things? How let's just concentrate on this song right here. What inspired you to do this? Because I'm telling you, this song has meat to it.
mm.
It's for everybody. I mean, from tot to walking with a cane. It's with everybody that that it's necessary. The things that we go through in life, that
Hmm.
it was for us for a reason. You know,
Yeah.
and I remember when you told when you told us about it, but I just want you to go into, go into some explaining about what inspired you to write this song.
Well, I'm inspired by a lot of different things. Like I'm inspired in a lot of different ways. So, but I'm most inspired when I'm moving around. Like that's why I like to work out in the morning. That's why I like to go on jogs. That's why I like to just do whatever I can to do to get my body moving because I found that physically moving my body helps with my creativity. Now, the thing
Right.
about necessary is I wrote it. I think I was in college at the time, or about to go to college. I mean, for those who don't know, Necessary at this time, right now, is probably about 15 years old. And by the time Fantasia even heard the song for the first time and began to perform it, it was already 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I was inspired, and if anybody's heard the original lyrics to the song, it's not just the part that people hear that Fantasia sings is actually the end of the song.
Yeah.
There's a whole front half of the song that really talks about, it tells a story. Like it tells the story of just an average person. Like, um, it talks about getting drunk. It talks about getting high. It talks about abortion. It talks
Yeah.
about, I mean, just everything. And I think what actually inspired me for that particular song, honestly, was we was living in a time where there wasn't just a lot of transparency happening in the body of Christ. And as a young person at that time, I felt like let's talk about these things. Some of these
Mm.
things I was experiencing, some of these things I wasn't personally experiencing, but people around me, my friends or acquaintances, had been experiencing. And regardless, I felt like it would be advantageous and just I just felt like we need to start talking about certain things so that people don't just feel so guilty all the time, like that they feel so hopeless all the time. And I feel like that's where that line came from. You know, every trial that you've been through happened for a reason. God said to
Mm.
tell you that it was necessary, and so
Yeah.
that's kind of how that song came about. You know.
Yeah. Now I like what you said. Oh, Tasha's not feeling that well today, so I might be doing all of the talking.
It's
But I
okay.
know she's gonna chime in a few minutes. I know she is. But you hit the gold mine when you said that a lot of things are not talked about, not only in the church but in your household,
Yeah,
and stuff.
facts.
And it is necessary, and especially now, and now
Yeah.
is what's the time for it to come out for this particular reason, that
Mm,
now of all times we need to open our mouth and say something, because our children are just like they're stepping into things that they were never told anything about, right?
yeah.
and uh
Yep.
and we need to be more transparent about who we are. And a lot of people don't want nobody to know about what they did. I did this sermon one time, and I was saying, somebody knew you when you were doing what you were doing. So I don't know why you trying to keep it in the closet, because somebody gonna expose you eventually.
Mm, gotta
About
hope
who
not.
you are. You know, you know, that's why I try to just be transparent, because I be thinking somebody saw me over there when I was over
Mhm.
there doing this or that, right?
Yeah.
But but somebody know, right? And I think that it's an awesome thing for you just to open your mouth and begin to tell people, because somebody out there that's looking at you have gone through that same thing, and they want to know that they can get through it also. Oh, you can make it. It was necessary for you
It
to
was
get to this point
necessary.
where you are right now. It was
Right.
necessary, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but we're not willing to do that. So I like, when people always, when we bring that part of it up, that nobody want to talk about it. Nobody want to talk about this. Nobody want to talk
Mm-mm.
about teenage pregnancy. Nobody want to talk about abortion. Nobody want to talk about drugs.
Right.
Nobody want to talk about drinking. Nobody don't want to
Right.
talk about shacking around. You don't remember that Reverend Lee preached a sermon about that, shacking and packing. So but nobody want to talk about those things, but it's
Right.
necessary that we do talk about. Dennis Remley used to preach about some stuff. but
Yeah,
um
I
but
know.
yeah, but I love that, and I want them to hear a little bit, of it. They won't hear the beginning of it. I think we do the beginning of it. Did
What
we
you
do
mean?
all of the song exhortation?
I don't know. I can't remember. I definitely know
And
we
he,
definitely did the end, but I don't know if we did the beginning part. I know Gap did the beginning part for sure, but what the part that resonates most with with people is the end. I am who I am today because
right,
God used my mistakes.
right, and he did. Okay, I'm gonna see if this is gonna come up. Okay, we're gonna do something different here.
Okay,
Okay,
let's go technology.
let's go. Let's see if it's gonna work.
Uh, uh,
Did it come up? Look at that. Wait a minute.
something's up
Okay,
there.
guys. Okay, you know what I have to do now?
What you
I
got to
have to
do?
play it. I gotta play
Oh,
it.
okay.
We were on the road one day, and this young man by the name of Dennis Reed
We supposed to see it.
in the room and
Wait a
get on the
minute.
piano. And I told him then, I said, let's go on Facebook Live.
Can you see it now?
Somebody needs to hear this message right here.
See it.
He wrote this song, you guys. It
Oh,
goes
there you
like
go.
this.
That's right.
Oh,
I am who I am today
Mm.
because God used my mistake. He was for my good, yeah. Like no one else ever could. Girls, can you help me? me say that? Come on. I am who I am today. Everything that I went through. Because everything that you're going through, my mistake, you have to understand that it is a test or a testimony. Yeah. For my good. But like no one else. Like no one else.
Sing, Tasia.
I know that's right, Dennis.
If you know that you've been through some things in this room, or you're going through some things right now, you ought to just lift up your hands right now. Can we say that again? Can we say it again? Like no one else ever
Say, Dennis.
That O is from Ronnie.
God.
Yes,
God told
yes.
us to tell you. God told us to tell you. Everything that you're going through, guess what? It's necessary.
Right on time.
It's hard to believe that when you're going through it. But it's necessary.
I'm going to get this thing right. That was when I say
Wow.
that this is something for the ages,
Mm,
because again, any and everything that we go through in life is
thanks.
necessary. We need
Yeah.
to know our mistakes, that a lot of them, when I remember when we first started singing this song, and I used to always think, I said, God, what was it truly a mistake? Because
Mm,
any and everything that we go through in life, God already know in advance. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we consider it as being, a mistake in our life.
Right.
But something I
Right.
always think is that God, ordained, all of the things that we go through in life, and it's according on how we accept those things. What do you do with those things?
Right.
How
Right.
do you implement them in your life to begin to do what he say? These things come to us not to weaken us, but to make us strong, right? To get us
Facts.
where we
Facts.
need
Yeah.
to go. And I used to always, every time we sung that, I used to always think about that. God, you already knew us from the beginning. So, is
From the
it really a
start.
mistake?
Yeah.
Is it truly a mistake? Nah, I don't think so. But
So,
it was necessary. It was all through what we should be going through. So
mm,
when Tasha, you act like you want to say something. Go ahead.
I'm trying to compose myself.
Go,
Y'all
girl.
both know how I'm just thinking of the song and just the title itself, because necessary. You think of the word need. It was needed
mm,
for that point in their life. And Dennis, know, God revealed to me that by this time my grandmother had been passed away, maybe I want to say 3, maybe. And so I was at my mom's house and I was praying, and he revealed to me, he said, the prayers that your grandmother, they outlived her. And
mm.
so the things that you're doing in your life, long gone after, that song is still going to be prevalent in
Ooh.
somebody's life, going to be
Yeah.
working, and it's still going to be necessary. It's still
Yeah.
going to be needed, because
Hmm.
word transparency. A lot of us don't want to be transparent because we're afraid of telling somebody or sharing with someone what we've done and where we've been around and what
Mhm.
we've said, but it was needed,
Mhm.
whether we did or not. It was needed. So I appreciate the song, and I, out of all days, my granddaughter is in the hospital. Was admitted
Mm.
Saturday,
Mm.
and daughter got scared, and I told her, I said, she's gonna get through this. And so hearing that, God has let me that it is necessary for her to go through this,
Mm.
because it's for somebody else too. Because as she grows and she gets older, she's going, Mama, you remember when I was in the hospital? You know, so everything that we go through in life is for us, because
Yeah.
it's not for us to hold on to it to keep. It's for us to show somebody else who's going through something,
Yeah.
and for Fantasia to sing that, sings
Yeah.
it with such power and such
Yeah.
anointing. I don't care what nobody say. Now, she can sing anything, from my personal belief. But when I heard her sing that, I was like, oh my goodness, touched. So I'm just so grateful for that. I mean, just the title in itself will measure. It was necessary, because it was.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
discovered, it's all about how we choose to frame things, the story that we tell ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, it wasn't really a mistake. I think it's all in how we choose to look at something, right? And
Right.
thankfully, and sometimes, even as Christians, we still got to remind ourselves, that all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose, right? Sometimes we still have to remind ourselves that I knew you before you were even formed in your mother's womb, and that you have purpose and a plan, right?
Yeah.
We have to remind it. And so and you're right. It was for such a time as this. I mean, the song itself is a miracle, right? Because again, like I said, I wrote it 10 years before Fantasia even sung it. Then when she sang it and it went viral with over 18 million views on Facebook and all of that type of stuff, and then hitting the Billboard charts. But despite all of that amazing, I guess industry success, what touches me to no end is when and people was like, no, you don't to commit suicide, going to commit suicide. And then I went and I heard that song. And like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there hasn't week so that somebody doesn't tag me on that song or cover that song. I just want to, I thank God to make me a vessel. Sometimes, that pain that you feel, that pain, you wouldn't, he wouldn't be able to pull it out of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A song like that, it's more than just think it would sound good. Italy being a low place sometime in order to
Yeah.
saying, and so
We can't hear
we
you.
can't
Yeah. Something happened with your sound.
now.
Okay. No.
No,
Yeah, we can.
you can
Yeah,
hear
we
me
can
or
hear
you
you. Oh, I can
cannot
hear
hear
you.
me.
We can hear you now.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
can hear you now. Say something. Yeah, we
But
got you now. Yeah.
I was just literally saying, sometimes as a conduit to bring this, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of it just doesn't feel.
You like going in and out. Yeah. Not nothing
Mm,
now. Now we can hear you. What in the world?
Strange.
Wow. Somebody trying to call them again. Yeah. Somebody trying to call them again. Yeah. See, guys, they just trying to get in contact with them over and over and over again. Yeah. But he said that congruent thing word again. You remember we talked about that, Tasha? And I think that there's
Yeah.
always something that's bringing you to where you need to be. And he was talking about how somebody's going to listen to this song that's getting ready to commit suicide. And I just love I love that thought. That somebody is going. That's why I say song is for the ages, right? It reminds me a little bit of change, right? I'm so glad
Mm.
a wonderful change has come over me, right? And
Yeah.
oh, he changed me, and that's for the ages. That was made in what, 70 something? I think it was 72. And
Hmm.
it's still going. I heard Leandra singing, I heard Tamala Man sing it, actually putting it on, on a CD, right? And it just keep going, and it's still relevant, for what it meant back then. It means the same. Well, it means even more today, because it's like it just keep elevating. And that's the way I just believe that this song is gonna go also. Me working in the hospital, I
Classic.
see those things, and I hear those things about suicide, right? And I be
Mm.
thinking, if how you always think, if you could have heard this, or if I could have said that. But if they hear this, they'll say, oh, boom, yeah, like you say, Dennis, oh, it was necessary. And it really was not a mistake. I had to go through this to get
Mm.
to where I am. And no need to take my life, because I'm gonna be, this is to build me and make me strong for the
Yeah.
next level that's in my life, right? That's what it's
Yes.
gonna do for me, right? And that's what is necessary, for us. Like I say, it's up there with change. Dennis, I'm sorry, change is right here. It's necessary right there. No, I'm just kidding.
It's okay.
But
I'm
but seriously though,
I'm
they
just
coming.
grateful to be in that discussion.
Uh, but seriously though, but they are like neck and neck now, because it is, because you do, when you think about it, I really didn't think, when you do think about that, a change have come over your life, right? It came over your
Mhm.
life. Why? Because it was necessary. The things that I was doing before, like you said, the true words that's in the song, those things that I was doing, and I probably still doing it, right? But God is still working with me, and there's gonna be a change, and it was necessary for me to do those things, again, to get there,
Mm.
where I need to be, in Christ. So it is a song for the ages, right?
Mm.
And I do believe, I know for a fact that the right person got it also. Because one thing about Fantasia is that regardless of where she is, I don't care. She could be in a club, she could be whatever, wherever she is, God is most definitely going to be revealed,
Yeah.
in the concert. We went to see her in South Carolina, and I'm like, I thought was coming to hear some good, R&B music, right? But our next thing I know, we was going up in the spirit. You know what I mean?
Listen.
Because
Yes.
because God had just showed up and showed out with her. So she know, and it's a testimony to her. I don't know what happened in there, because it was her testimony also. All of the
Hmm.
things that she went through, because she went through some things, it was necessary to get her where she is right now. And same
And
with
I'm
you,
really
Dennis. Same with
excited
all of us.
about her. I'm really
Yeah.
excited about her. For those who don't know, she will be doing a concert in Charlotte on Friday at the
Yeah.
Bojangles Arena. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward because her movie is coming out this year. She's playing
Okay.
Celie in The Color Purple.
That's right.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah. So I
Okay.
had the privilege of working with her as she prepped for that role. And what many people may not know is that we're actually working on two albums at one time. She's working on a secular album, and then we're working on a all gospel album for her that I'm going to be helping produce. So, I'm really
Come
excited.
Awesome.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, let me
Hmm.
put a pin in there. Maybe we get Fantasia on here. Let me put a pin in there. But
Yes.
yeah, but that's awesome, and because I I was telling, because we went, my daughter-in-laws and a friend of ours, when I told him, I said, you know what, I really want to see Fantasia, even though I saw her at Inspire the Fire, but I wanted to
Mm,
see her in concert, right? And
mm,
then she is awesome, and she deserved everything,
yeah.
that she's getting, right?
Yes.
And again, all the things she went through, it was necessary to get
Yeah.
her to where she is now, because she would not have what is that called, you would not have appreciated as much, right? You know how
Mm,
that song, you gotta love the rain before you can appreciate the sunshine, right? So you
ooh.
gotta love all of that stuff that's falling down on you, right? Even though love might not be the right word for some people, but you gotta
Mm,
love what's falling down on you so you can appreciate it. When the sun and the rainbow come out, all
yeah.
of the things, because there's gold at the end of the rainbow. We always say that, and that's what happened. If you can stand the rain, if you come through the rain, I'm going all the way back to the 70s. If you can stand the rain against your window pane and you can make it over, you know, you
Take us back.
I mean, she
You know,
taking us
that
all
went back,
the
didn't
way
it?
back.
Yeah, girl, I tell you, I went all the way back. But yeah, but then is so thank you for putting that out, let the people know about what's going on with Fantasia. And she has a book out
Mhm.
also, guys, and it's awesome.
Yes.
I should have pulled
Yes.
that out too. She has a book out, and it is awesome. So guys, go get the book also. Even though we're talking about Dennis, we're putting Fantasia out there too. But Dennis,
Absolutely.
so yeah, most definitely. You always put you love your people. You love your people. And you make sure you talk about them and keep
Yes.
boosting them up. Right? That's what you do. So
And let me
Dennis,
say
what?
this.
I got a question.
While we, and I appreciate that mentality, and I think that Ron, you, exhortation, I think I'm grateful for you guys instilling that mentality in me, because there's a lot of people who don't want to share, like who don't want to spotlight the people around them. There's a lot of people who try to save whatever it is they think it is for themselves, and I am just so great. But you know what that is? That's a mentality of lack. When you have a
Yeah.
mentality of abundance, you don't mind pushing other people to the forefront.
Right.
And it was honestly even through Fantasia having that same mentality. I mean, she didn't have to share her platform. She didn't have to sing that song. She didn't have to take me on
Right.
tour. She didn't have to
Right.
do any of that stuff, and continues to call on me. And I hope people understand, like, when you have a mentality of abundance, you can share, you can push people
Right.
forward. I mean, so I
Yeah.
just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, and that's true, Dennis. And I'm a true believer in that regardless of where you are, because I always like to use that analogy of the crabs in the barrel. We always want to pull people down, but the thing is, pull them up, because they're gonna pull you up too. I don't think you understand that if you pull somebody up, they're not gonna leave you down there because of what you've done for them. They're gonna turn right around, pull you up also, if they have that mentality to know that
Right.
it's gonna take more than just me. It's gonna take more than just me, to get where I need to be. I'm gonna need their help. So you always pull them
Absolutely.
up, bring them with you, and then we can go
Yeah.
together. We can make all this stuff together. All right, Tosh, I'm sorry.
No, 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 don't apologize. I'm enjoying the conversation because it is wonderful. But I do have a question for Dennis. So,
Mhm.
what did you even wasn't songwriting or singing or playing the piano? I mean, what is it? I mean, what would have been your first love if God wasn't taking you in this direction of being a songwriter?
Mm. I don't know. That's a great question. Because the reason why I say I don't know is because I've literally only done music my whole life. Like, it's I've never had a 9 to 5. I've never had a 9 to 5. I don't even know what it's like to go into the office. Like, so I don't know if I wasn't doing music, or if I wasn't but I tell you this, I get life from helping people. So regardless of whether it is through music or not, like I really do feel fulfilled in bringing people together and helping to create change in some way. You know what I'm saying? And I think music is just one of the vehicles in which I can make that happen, and then it opens up other doors. But I just really feel like I would just still be helping people. I would probably still be doing something in the nonprofit sector. Yeah. But this would be a whole nother discussion had I not been raised in church. Had I not been raised in church, I would probably be a hoe with 5, 6 kids and smoking weed all day and just I don't know. I just be out there, just living my life, enjoying it. I wouldn't be miserable. I wouldn't be miserable either way.
Look, we knew something was gonna come out of that. But your all is
You know what, Tasha? But you know what, Tasha? I wasn't even gonna ask that question because I knew Dennis. I knew Dennis when he wasn't even born, right? But Dennis been in church literally all his life. All our kids been in church all of their life, right? I remember him and Almaden used to stand up in the back of the choir, not the choir, but the church, stand up in the pews. And
Yep.
I don't, were you beating on the back of the chairs, or I don't know what they were doing.
All of it.
And so music been in him ever since. And I really do believe if we asked Jerry that he probably was bouncing around in her stomach, but he's always been into that. So I'm glad you asked that because I wasn't even going to ask that question because I know that music has been his thing for his whole life, his entire life.
Whole life. But like I said, either way, I was gonna be happy. I was gonna be living my best life.
Look, that's
living his life like it's golden.
I just probably would have wound up in hell. So, but it's okay.
Dennis, you know what, Dennis? I was talking to somebody else about this one day that we so rooted in the church. I don't even know if we really know how to truly dance, because I think that you remember when Ronnie, we was talking to Ronnie one time and he was saying that he went to a club and he was dancing, all of a sudden he just started shouting, right? What in the world? You're supposed to be grooving to the music, and you shouting, and that's we've been in our church. I mean, I'm not saying because I could dance. I ain't saying that I wouldn't dance, but when I think about it, I be thinking I've been in church all my life. If I hear just a little bit that sound like gospel music in a song, I'm just gonna oh, that sound like.
But see, but again, that's why I go back to the trap choir because that's kind of what the premise of the trap choir is. It's like when you come to a trap choir concert, you get the full Black experience. So you're going to hear the old school cookout music. You're going to hear the drill music. You're going to see some twerking. You're going to hear some cussing, and you're going to hear some gospel music, and they're going to shout. It's all in one place. And I know that it sounds strange for all of that to be like in one environment, but it's really the Black experience. So literally, the reason why I say that is because in Sainted, we found a way for them to play a secular song. Let's just use You Can't Break My Soul. We churchify it. We start shouting to Beyonce, You Can't Break My Soul, because it goes so many different ways, it intersects. So I'm with that. But yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's I got a book. I think it's James Cone, where he do a spiritual book where he talk about how all music come in, they all music combine in together. It don't matter what old spirituals, gospel music, secular music, when you start singing it and you start doing it, like you say, they all combine in together. So why do we try to distinguish music and stuff? Because it's all, it's all combined in there together. You can't have
all
one
combined.
You can't have one without the other.
No, and it's Black.
90%
of music is Black. I don't care if you sing opera. I don't care if you sing country, rock, blues, R&B, trap, gospel. Black.
And
You
that's what it is, Dennis, because it's a black author, and that's what he talk about, the black music. You right.
you welcome, America. You welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. You may not want to believe it, but you are welcome. Yeah.
Yes.
So Dennis, in your and I've heard some of it in your endeavor of your music and all of the things that you're doing. Who would you say inspired you, or what inspired you, or was a hindrance to you?
Okay, so inspired, like I said, I'm inspired by a lot of different people. Um, of course, I was inspired by Ron Gilliam, who, for those who don't know, really is the one who took me under his wing, taught me how to learn by ear, how to teach choirs, how to train vocals, how to really lead a group of people despite your age, right? So I'm super grateful to him. Uh, I'm inspired by people in the gospel industry like Donald Lawrence. A lot of the way that I craft a vocal or coach vocals, especially, is particularly in gospel, is because I studied him, is because I studied how his group sings, right? And I'm even grateful for Donald to this day because I can text him, call him on the phone, asking for advice, industry things. He's a big advocate of what we're doing with Saint and Trap Choir, which means a lot to me because I was actually nervous about doing the Trap Choir at first because,
Mm.
at the end of the day, I'm still a church kid. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, are we crossing the line, God? You know what I'm saying? Don't, Lord, like, you know what I'm saying? But to have him, kind of advocating for us, because he's an artist and he understands. So Donald, Kirk, Ty on the Michael Jackson is probably one of my all-time
Oh, yeah.
inspirations. Period. Right. Um,
Yeah.
I'm inspired by PJ Morton. I'm inspired by Beyonce. I'm just inspired. Jasmine Sullivan. I'm inspired by this group named Moonchild. Like, I'm inspired by so many. Now, as far as hindrances, growing up, I felt like my only hindrance growing up was one. Well, it was a few hindrances. One, um, you know, not having the opportunity to really flourish in my own home church, right?
Yeah.
That was a hindrance in one perspective, but then at the same time, it was necessary.
It's necessary.
Do you see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Sometimes you
Uh-huh.
got to leave where you're comfortable at
Mhm.
to go out and
Right.
flourish. So I don't want to put it all on them, but when I think about that was in my mind. I think hindrance, I don't know if people understand this. Sometimes your gift can be a hindrance too,
Mhm.
because when you're so used to operating in your gift, sometimes you get lazy and feel like you don't need to rehearse, because when you
Mhm.
show up to something, you're already above average. So then
Mhm.
what that does is create a spirit of procrastination or whatever, or like you just gonna show up and it's gonna be amazing. People are gonna be wowed by it, right? It's almost
Right.
like that kid that don't have to study for
Mhm.
the test, and then they still show up and they are getting the highest grade. Well, yeah, that might be great, but at the same time, what you really taught yourself is I don't. You've hindered yourself from learning. You've hindered yourself
Right.
from the
Mhm.
process, of perfecting what it is. So it's not
Right.
necessarily about, oh, I'm going to show up, I'm going to sing, and people are going to be amazed. But did you actually push yourself to the limit?
Mhm.
So I feel like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, my biggest hindrance is always going to be me and my own mentality and pushing myself so that I don't have a limited mindset. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Right. Yeah, I like that, Dennis, because you always have room for learning, even though you good at what you do. You always have more room, and if you don't, you might just go on and lay down and die. You know, because you should always, because when you didn't reach perfection, that means you better than God. So you should
Yes, sir.
always have that room. And I like I'm glad that you said that, because that is really true. And it's true to a lot of folks, even with, I do that sometimes. So, we all do that, but then we have to, pull ourselves back and realize that, you have not reached perfection at all. We
Right.
strive for that each and every day, and we're not going to meet it. So we just
Mm-hmm.
have to keep striving for it and keep building, ourselves, keep our door open for learning and
Yes.
things, right? So, so
I would
when,
also like
so
to add too,
I'm sorry.
sometimes in addition to limited mindset, it really is a challenge being an independent artist. Like it
Oh
really
yeah,
is a challenge because you're automatically an entrepreneur.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So funding to make things happen.
yeah,
I Inspire the Fire with a prayer, with my parents, with the support of Reverend Carey, and with the seed of William Camp. So we
yeah,
could have a sound system the first concert,
yeah,
and it's been a struggle, like to really be able to fund your dream the way that you want to. But to anybody that's trying to do whatever it is, pursue your dream. I mean, how many fundraisers did we have to do for Exhortation?
oh,
You know what I'm
geez,
saying? Dues,
yeah,
dues, just,
dude,
I mean, it
yeah,
is a challenge out here.
it is,
But I think you can never let prayer be more than your work ethic.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? For as much as you pray, you need to be working harder than
that's
you
right,
pray,
yeah.
because then God will take that and then he'll be able to multiply it. So,
Right.
yeah,
Right. That's faith without works is dead. You got the faith, but if you ain't out there working, you get if you just sitting at your desk waiting for somebody to throw something at you, you're not doing anything. That might not happen. You got to get up
right,
off your toots and do something.
right,
And so
right.
that's totally true. And I remember when you started out at Chappelle, and it was a success. We knew it was going to be great anyway, but it was really good. No, seriously though, because you know why? Because the children needed something.
Mm,
They needed something. You provided it for them. And when you start dealing with individuals' children, and they want their
mm,
children to evolve, it's going to be a success, because, and especially what you were doing, dancing and singing and the plays. Do you still do the plays?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the plays
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, and then so tell me, who came out of your Inspire the Fire that was
Mm.
successful?
Oh, well, I guess it all depends on how you define success. But right now we have some very talented folks that have come out and Inspire the Fire. We got Kean Martin, who's down in Atlanta, Georgia, who graduated from Morehouse, who is gotten so many awards. He's an independent artist doing his thing. I even now lean on him to help me. He's a big artist with So Far. You got who else? We got Chris Darby, who actually is starring in an upcoming movie with Tyrese that's supposed to drop this year called 1992. He's an actor. You got DeKayla Monet, who you guys may not know who she is right now, but just look out for her, because she has something incredibly successful. You got Ariel Robinson, who just dropped her own shoe with Nike. Like she We
Ooh,
got Sierra Johnson, who is the assistant to the vice president Kamala Harris right now.
look at that.
you
Mhm.
know um got Tyler Jackson, who, if you have seen any commercial for Central Piedmont, he's been the
Mhm.
face of Central Piedmont for the last 2 years. So, and that's just to name a few. I mean, it's been so
Yeah.
many young people that have come, but those are the ones that just come to mind right off the bat. But there are several young people that are doing their thing.
Yeah.
I got one for you. Look, come out of her shell.
Ooh.
She, my daughter Destiny, when she first did, when Brianna was doing it, Destiny wouldn't talk to nobody. She wouldn't. But now she's dancing in the
Mm,
ministry at church. So I mean,
yes.
I If you wasn't a part of Inspire the Fire when she
Mm,
was younger, I was 12
mm.
when she did. You know, when it was at I think it was, and she had a ball. So I helped her with her personality. You helped her with her timidness. You helped her to
Thank you.
realize that she wanted to do, and she's
That's awesome.
doing it.
That's awesome. That
Yeah.
is incredible. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. So,
Yeah. That's what I say, when you start dealing with people's children, they want their children to be successful in life. And like you say, and success is in different forms, different levels, with success. You don't have to be rich to be successful. You can just
right,
graduate. You actually graduate from high school. Oh, you went to college. Yeah. So, and
right,
that's being successful, because a
right,
lot of people don't. You're not in jail. God, look
right.
at you. Look what Inspire the Fire did for you.
Mm,
So, you could get somebody that might have been, and I know you had some that was in the classes that people said was going to be jail bound, right? But,
mm-hmm.
look where you are now. So that's being successful. It's not always in the money. It's always in, where you came from. Where did you come from? And it was
Yeah,
necessary for you to come through that point to go through Inspire the Fire and then look where you are.
yeah,
Yeah, see how we
yes,
keep using it was necessary, you know.
yeah,
It comes back around to 360.
yeah.
So when you okay, writing and performing are they your first love? We already talked about that. And you already brought in about, when you hear when someone hear your song, it was necessary. Not that you just have it was necessary. Ronnie and I was listening to Ricky Diller yesterday. And can you tell us about
Oh,
the song that you wrote for Ricky Diller? We sung that too first, y'all. We sung it first. Go ahead.
y'all
that's
sung most of the songs
right. We
first.
showed did.
We did. Yeah, but this one was banging. Right, wait a minute, Dennis. It was playing when I got in the car, and I said, "Boom! I know that song. I know that song." And he said, "Yeah, you should know it. We used to sing it." And I said, "Really? Yeah." I said, "Oh yeah, that is. Oh, what is it, Dennis? It is
So
what?
Holy
What's
I
the
don't
name
know
of it?
because he did 3 songs. He did Awesome
Oh
God, he
yeah,
did
that's
Holy
right.
Spirit,
Holy
and
Spirit.
he
Yeah.
did
And
Grateful.
that's it. That's it.
So,
That's right. I forgot he did three of them. Yeah, but it
mm-hmm,
was great
mm-hmm.
that he was singing that yesterday. We heard it yesterday.
Yeah, so very grateful for Ricky who, did those songs. And I'm grateful to just see, even in these years, that he's starting to get, his flowers and stuff from the industry and stuff like that. So Ricky did Grateful, Awesome God, Holy Spirit. And then what's been really cool within the last year, I've had a chance to also write and arrange a song for Justin Timberlake that featured my group, Justin Timberlake and Kirk Franklin, and it was performed for the inauguration when Biden was first became president. It's called Better
Okay.
Days by Ant Clemens. I helped to arrange some of that with Adam Blackstone. I got a chance to arrange vocals for Billy Porter for his Grammy Award winning um, uh, uh, when he performed "You Are
Mhm.
My Friend."
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that's
Billy
right. Yeah.
Porter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I arranged some stuff for that. Of course, you already know I continue to write and arrange for Fantasia, and I'm working on new music. I got so many songs that I have not released for ITF, for Gap, for Trap Choir, and this is the year that we just gonna let it go. We just gonna
Let it
drop
Go
it.
go.
all out.
That's what you do.
Yeah,
That's right.
Just let it go.
yeah.
So what's going on with you and Gap? What's going on with Gap?
So Gap really isn't that active right now.
Yeah.
For the most part, most of my attention has been one in Inspire the Fire because since COVID, it's been a process getting everything back, and then at the same time, we're kind of redoing some things. So it really is a challenge, like running a nonprofit, like for real,
Yes, it
and splitting
is.
your time. Um, but I have some songs from Gap that I haven't released, some videos and stuff. So I just want to be able to release them in the right context. So I
Right.
got songs from them, but really we haven't done too much. But ITF and Trap Choir, I'm working on a mantra mixtape with the Trap Choir, which is gonna come out this year. Um, y'all want to hear? y'all gonna be mad at me, but I wrote and okay, so y'all remember when I'm in exhortation and just songs just start coming, or I might be playing
Yeah.
around. So
Yes.
so a mantra mixtape, and for those mantras are like affirmations that you
Mhm.
confess over yourself.
Right.
Well, I was playing around in rehearsal and I said, Sopranos, I want you to just sing after me. I'm playing the piano. And I said, sing this. I'm that nigga.
Oh Lord.
I'm that nigga. I'm sorry. I hope this thing don't get. I hope they don't cut our feed off. But
Oh my
y'all
God.
would not believe. Y'all would not believe. I started off joking, and then
Uh,
of course, I was recording on my phone. So then we uploaded it, and before you know it, the thing started going viral on IG, on Instagram, and then people is getting hype about it. And then to make it even crazier, when we was down in Atlanta and we started singing it, we're practicing it. Rick Ross walks through the hallway with the cameras, and he just
oh
jamming
my
like,
God.
"Yeah, I'm, I'm, I'm sorry, y'all. I hope my mom and them don't see this, but anyway,
Too late. Too
too
late.
late,
Too
too
late.
late.
Too
So
late.
Too
but
late.
I'm working on a few things. So I'm working on gospel music. I'm working on positive music for the kid. All of it's positive, but working on
Yeah.
ITF has an amazing album that I've yet to release. And then Trap Choir and some unreleased songs from Gap, and I'm looking forward to, because I'll probably be using Gap for a lot of the BGV stuff that we're doing for Fantasia. So
Okay. Okay. Look
yep,
at you doing things. Look, we gotta
yeah.
have on our traveling shoes.
Listen,
Okay.
but you know what? You know
Yeah.
what? You know what though? I want to record. There's so many exhortation songs that we haven't recorded it.
Yeah.
And do y'all remember that song that just came like when we was getting ready for Woody's funeral? And
Oh
it
Lord.
came out, it was like, God's been good to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
want to record that
Yeah.
song. Like,
Yeah.
and there's so many that we gotta record. So
Yeah.
it's
We
it's
can
the
have to
We
get
will
burden
have
of
a
being
reunion.
blessed.
and and that's
Yeah.
a good thing. God, God know what he doing. And he know
Yeah.
who to give what to, and how to begin to make it start being come to fruition.
Yeah.
When for it to come to fruition. So
Yeah.
so he know. And then y'all have a mind, like I always talk about Ahmed, and I wish Ahmed could get his mind like settled a little bit, right? Because y'all have that mindset that y'all have so
Mm.
much going on in your mind, and sometimes you can't get you want to get it, you want to put it on paper, or you want to put it in stone, right? But it's coming so quick, that you got to just, yeah,
Right.
that's how you guys, you are. But to tell the truth, I'm just going to say it, you guys are geniuses. You're really a
Thank you, Mommy.
genius, right? And
Thank you.
and you really, sometimes you really don't know what you really have,
Mm.
because so much be coming out, and you
Mm.
got to, like, sometimes you might like have to stop and say, "Oh God, is this where I need to go? Which direction do I need to go in? Do I need to go straight? Do I need to go right? Do I need to go left?" Because there's just so much going on. But God's gonna make it so that you're gonna be able to get it all in order, because it's your purpose. That's the plan, you know,
Yes.
have for you. And you don't know, there's no age on it, because you think about in the Bible, when when most people got to the stage where they needed to be, they was up in age. So it
Mm.
really don't matter how old you are, as long as
Don't do
you
me like
done.
that, God. Don't do me like that, God. Please.
But
Please don't do me
but as
like that.
Do
long
it.
as it's
Look, do it, Lord.
Don't
poor
I
Lord,
don't
do it.
want to
my
be.
niece said she gonna come down and sing too. Come
Come
on
on,
down and sing,
Niecy.
Portia. Come on,
But
girl.
please don't let me be 70 years old, Lord.
Oh, you're not
Please.
gonna be 70 years. No, but Dennis,
Oh,
but think about it, Dennis. But look how much look if you look back over all of the things that you have done, you've done things that people that's 50 haven't done. you know. So
Yeah.
God has really put a
Mm.
lot, you know, he's giving you a whole lot and he don't plan
That's
on
true.
stopping, you know. So
Thank you,
you
Lord.
don't know when, you don't know what age you're going to stop at. So, you know, it might
Thank you,
just keep
Lord.
going and going. So, you know, you say you don't want to be 70, but it might be because you're not stopping. You're going to just keep going, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah.
So
You're right.
just, you know, just take it as it's coming, you know, and just let God use you and
Yes.
It's a
stuff.
Thank
good
you.
thing.
So, yeah, so
Thank
he'll
you.
use you. But Dennis, I thank you so very much for always saying yes to me to come on my live.
Of course. Of
Always saying
course.
yes. And you know, and for giving us all these tidbits about what's going on with you,
Mm.
and not only with you, but with
Hmm.
Fantasia, and then
Yes.
all of the different organizations, you know, that you work. When I say organizations, your, you know, ITF and all your music and all that stuff
Mm.
that you're doing, you know, to let us know, and you know, let the people know, so we can support,
Yes.
because there's nothing that's so important when we're doing things,
Mm.
is that word SUPPORT,
Mm.
support each others.
Yeah.
That's really important, you know, when we're doing things, especially our young people, you know, to support. We got to support. That's how we get to where we need to be and keep the word going, and it keep going overseas. Like when you went to Italy, can you
Yes.
talk about that for a little bit?
So yeah, so for the last like 5 years, I've been invited by a company over there to pretty much tour Italy. We normally do about 13 cities. And then the tour culminates with a 3-day residency in Rome, where I would do pretty much a choir workshop, you know, work with singers over there who want to learn more about how to sing black, how to sing
Yes.
gospel music. And it is just one of the best experiences because they are so loving over there. They
Yeah.
so appreciate soul music, gospel music, jazz, all of these things. And, you know, when else do you really get a chance to go to Italy and see, you know, Rome, and go to Venice, and go all of these places, and walk this history on somebody else's dime. Thank you,
On
Lord. I
somebody
appreciate
else's dime.
I appreciate you. So
Hallelujah.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll see if I go again this year. I took a gap year, didn't go this last year. We'll see if I
Okay.
go this coming year. Um, and yeah, I'm just really, really excited. And what is coming up, that I'm one of the most exciting things coming up, is the same trap choir that I was telling you guys about.
Mhm.
Well, we got a call to do our headline, our own show in New York at the Lincoln Center this summer. So we're going to be going to the Lincoln Center. Yep, doing our own show as they celebrate the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So
Okay. Well,
we
That's
awesome.
lit.
awesome.
Congratulations. Look at that.
Look, y'all.
We
Yeah, y'all
lit.
share this. Share this video, guys, so
Yeah.
you can see all of the things that's going on from out of Charlotte, North Carolina. One thing that
That's
John P. Key said one time is that you guys don't really, I'm just paraphrasing, you guys don't really know what North Carolina have. We have the baddest singers in the boom. We have the
Yeah.
baddest singers here, guys, and we have the baddest musicians here.
right.
I
Hmm.
think that a lot of people shorten North Carolina, right? And especially and right here in Charlotte, guys, we have
Hmm.
Charlotte, Gastonia, the surrounding areas around here.
Hmm.
We have
Hmm.
some awesome singers here, guys. So
Hmm.
don't sell
Right.
us short. We have some things going on here
Absolutely.
in the Charlotte surrounding areas and North Carolina again, period. We have some great people here. So please guys, share this video. Share all of the things that Dennis Reed is doing. Dennis Reed Jr. is doing, because if you call his daddy, he gonna wonder what in the world are y'all talking about. So Dennis Reed Jr., you know,
Thank you.
share these things that he's doing. And I'm not just saying this because that's my baby, but I'm saying it because it's true. He have a lot of things going on, and the proof is in the pudding. You could just go out and see
That's
some of the things that he's doing. I showed a little clip that he's doing with that he did with Fantasia. It wasn't a clip on. It was true. He was actually playing the piano. He actually was singing a part in there. You could go out there and look on YouTube and see that it was real. It's
yeah.
real. So please
Mm.
go and and support him and Inspire the Fire. You're going to do Inspire the Fire this year?
Yes, we're bringing back Inspire the Fire. So we've already been doing school pop-ups. So we've been going to different middle school and high schools, taking over their lunch periods, getting them lit, having them dancing on the tables, everything. If we just taking over. So if you're interested in Inspire the Fire doing a pop-up at your school, make sure you please DM me. And also, of course, look forward to starting that program back up in March. And of course, we'll do some summer activations this summer. So I'm looking forward to bringing Inspire the Fire back. You can follow them, Inspire the Fire Inc. on Facebook, Inspire the Fire on Instagram. You can visit our website, inspirethefire.org. And yeah, we trying to, get lit with the young people and create some change. If you want to follow me, of course, you're already seeing it on Facebook, Dennis Reed Jr. On Instagram, it's the Dennis Reed Jr. Twitter, the Dennis Reed Jr. And yeah, we lit. It's lit.
Okay,
It's
guys.
lit.
Okay, guys, you can never say that there's nothing for the young people to do. There is always something for the young people to do. Inspire the Fire is real, and Inspire the Fire is the baddest thing here in Charlotte, North Carolina, the surrounding areas. Also, for your children to do a combination of performing, not only singing. You do plays, and you did they did an art thing one time, right?
Yep.
Art.
Inspire the
It's
Fire.
just,
Didn't it? Yeah.
yeah,
Visual arts, poetry,
right.
rap, producing, singing, dancing. You ain't got no excuse. Just pull up on us. Just pull up on us. Let's go.
Yeah, and that is true. Please. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start putting it out here on the lives also to let you know that your children do have somewhere to go to keep in to feed the gift that they have and make it grow so that they will have something to do and go to school for. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real. Make sure you do this. He probably doesn't remember, but this young group was the first one I ever sung in. My niece was saying that the group was the first one that she sung in.
Well,
His
Inspire
group,
the Fire.
yeah. So you mean Inspire
Hey.
the Fire, Portia? Cause she just blowing it up here. Cause she just enjoying this
I can
thing.
see. I can't
So,
see the comments, so I don't know.
oh, you couldn't see him? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have put him out there. Yeah.
Appreciate you, Portia.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh,
we
she
so
said
we
no.
want to, huh?
Hmm?
I can't remember the
Remember the
name. She
name.
said she couldn't remember the name.
It had to.
So
It
it
had
must
to
have
be
been in New
ITF.
St. John. You talking about in New St. John? She might be talking about New St. John, Dennis.
Well, even at New St. John, we did ITF at New St. John one
Yeah.
year.
No, I'm
So,
talking about when the young kids at New St. John singing with the
Voice of Hope.
yeah. Are you talking about the
They were.
Voices of Hope portion? Because the Voices of Hope. Okay, Dennis, we're gonna talk about this again another time. But I'm telling you, we need to do a reunion with New St. John's choirs. I'm talking
I'm
about we need to
down.
do it. I know it. I just be, okay, okay. All right, Portia.
If
Yes, that's what I
somebody
kind of
plan
figured
it,
what it was.
I'll pull up. If somebody plan it, I'll pull up. But I can't be the one to plan it. But if somebody plan it, I will definitely pull up and do my part for sure.
Okay. Cause I'm real. I was talking to Ronnie about that. I said, Ronnie, each choir that church you went to, you need to go back and do a reunion choir.
Ooh.
Chappelle, we need to go back and do a reunion choir at Chappelle. What?
Mm,
I
mm,
don't know
mm,
how
mm.
well that's gonna, but we need to go back to all of these churches, start at New St. John and just keep going around and just do reunion choirs and rock the house. Because
That
that's
would
what we
be
do best.
amazing. That
Wouldn't
would be
it?
amazing.
Oh
Mhm.
my God. Okay, guys, I'm putting it out there. All of the ones that's listening to me from Chappelle and all these other churches know that we're putting it out in the atmosphere and we praying that it
Mhm.
works. Okay. Yeah, I had to be. Yeah, you was at New St. John. She talking about the New St. John children's, the young adult,
Let's
young
go.
people.
Let's go.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know it. God, that sounds
What is the
good.
hope?
Okay, guys. All right, guys. This has been an awesome interview. Dennis, thank you so much. Tasha want to say some parting words.
Well, Dennis, I want to say thank you for all of what you're doing, all of your contributions contributions to the world. Folks that look like us
Oh, that's right.
because they have something that they can say that, this opportunity in this organization, not want to kill myself or help me to come out of depression or suicide. So that's a big deal. We don't have a lot of organizations like you. By no means, don't apologize for anything that you do or what you say, or even when you're playing around with it. Don't apologize for it because, believe me, for the moment. So you have no idea how much they come to you and tell you how you save, how your music, how the words that you say, how you save their life. They might not, but best believe it's happening. It is happening.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, son. I tell my son all the time, Jeremiah, about how you have. He's coming out of it slowly but surely. He'll mess around in the house singing, or and I'm like, Lord, I hope one day that he'll be a part of ITF, even if it's just we'll have that experience, so he can see other people, other young, and other African American females that's doing something positive and doing something with their life. He would want to be a part of that. So thank you for keeping it going. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I love y'all. Thank you so much.
We love you too. Jay getting ready to come over to you too, Dennis. She's 12
Let's
now.
go. I know
She
she
can make it
ready.
over there now.
She on
ready.
fire.
She been ready. She been
I
ready.
know. I can tell. I can tell. That's awesome.
She's been ready.
Tell her
So
I'm waiting on her.
All right,
Let's
you
go.
gotta come up over in there. But again, Dennis, thank you so very much, and keep doing what you're doing. And we support you 100% all the time.
Thank you.
I told Ryan my passport is still good, very good, and I plan on I might just have to pack up and start coming in, and following you every now and then.
Yes. Yes.
Again, yeah, because when
I'm
you went to
serious.
Italy that time, I said, "What?" I say, I should my passport good. Shoot, I should have went
Listen,
with him to Italy and
if I get
stuff.
the call back this year, I
Let
will
me
let you
know.
know for sure. No, I would love that. I've been trying to convince my parents to at least come the last, at least when we get to Rome. Like,
Right.
yes, that would be
Yeah,
awesome.
let me know.
Please
'Cause
let
I
us
like
know.
that's fine. I get on a plane and go out of the country in a minute. So yeah, you let me
Yes.
know. Because I most
Okay.
definitely would like to
Look, that's
go, and
so
support
I
you.
bet you I'll be going. Absolutely.
Let's go. Let's go.
Listen,
I'm
you
serious.
got your groupies here. We your groupies, okay?
Y'all much more than that.
Yeah,
No,
we your
no.
groupies now. We're gonna be a
My,
your groupies.
The sanctified groupies.
the
Your
sanctified
sanctified.
group is
We your rooted groupies. You remember you get up there and you start getting out of line and we say, you remember you're a church boy. You remember that?
okay. Shoot.
No, man,
Awesome.
Tasha probably be up there bouncing around just like everybody else.
And we will.
No.
We will.
And you'll be reminding us, okay, Godma, what? Okay,
Come
slow your
on.
roll.
Listen, I
Yeah.
will let y'all know for sure when
Oh,
I get that
seriously though.
call.
Yeah, seriously though, let us know. And cause I most definitely will. My kids be looking for me and I be gone. So
That's what's
yeah,
up.
yeah. So again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm so excited about what you're doing and where you're going in life. Dennis, thank you so very much. And again, don't forget to let us know about the things you're doing. I'm gonna look at this over again so I can write them down
Okay.
and be a part of it. I'm looking forward to what Fantasia is doing. Guys, please go out and support your aunt, especially if nobody support her. North Carolina as a whole should support Fantasia because she's representing us. She's representing
Mm-hmm.
us, guys. So you make sure that you support all that she's doing when she come on Friday, right? She
Mm-hmm.
come now. Um who's opening up for her?
Joe.
Wait a
Joe.
minute, Joe. Who?
That's what he go by, Joe.
Oh, I thought somebody else was opening up.
Don't have me
It
to
might
sing
be
no
somebody
song
else, but I know
to Joe.
Joe. But I
Okay, I
know
thought
I
it
would
was
take it
he's
back
doing
now.
it as well.
he's the
Mm-hmm.
one that's okay then. Okay, it might be somebody else. I
Yes,
thought they said that
Lord.
oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking I got her mixed up with New Edition. Okay.
Mm,
I got her mixed up with New Edition. That the mm, I don't know. I have to read it again, but I got her mixed up with New Edition. The person I'm thinking about opening up for New Edition when they come back here. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Love you, Dennis, with my
love
whole
you.
heart. And most definitely, again, support you. Most
Amen.
definitely. Boom, forever. Okay? All right. We're going to
Peace.
get on up out of here. Peace, peace, peace. And be good, okay?
Yes.